Hey guys, it's Judy and I have another process video for you guys, and this is week 3 for the left side. So here I am. I'm still using the Happy Kit and I'm just trying to figure out which photos to use. I'm going to lay them out. It is the Design A page protector. So I'm thinking I'm going to do all 3x4 photos in the middle, and then I'm going to spread out the 4x6 ones. So I'm just trimming those cards. I was trying to see how to lay it out, and if you look at the photos, the one with the swimming, and then also the car one, the car one, and then also the bed one, there's some empty space at the top and bottom, so I was thinking I could trim those and just map them onto a 3x4 card. And so I'm using the same cards I used from the previous week, so it's just the back side. So definitely make sure you look at your back side. That sounded funny. Make sure you look at the flip side of the card, because you can definitely use it for the following week. And also, you see how that heart is upside down? I'm thinking maybe if I paid attention to how I oriented the other side, because the other side I think was just a plain you know, bifold also, and that didn't have like an icon, so maybe I could have left it for the top left, or if that makes any sense. But just look at your orientation of the cards, because you can always use the front and back. Not, you know, I have plenty of cards, but it seems like I'm conserving cards by using, you know, both sides, and, you know, it's just the frugal person in me, I guess. But I'm looking through the Happy Kit again because I am loving it. I'm loving the colors and I'm loving the phrases in the in the kit. So here I am. You see, I see that my plan is to trim down those 3x4 photos, and so the cards I chose had like the fake washi or the saying on top, and I knew I had room to trim. And I'm also looking at the 4x6s, and I'm looking for phrases that would fit and stamps I can use. And that heart, that upside down heart, I can easily cover up with something. So I show you that that card is doing double the work because I'm using it twice. So I hear that photo down, and it's just dinner time, where my husband gets to spend time with my son gets to spend time with my husband, with his daddy. And so that stamp is a Freckled Fawn Oh Dear Me. I think it came in an Oh Dear Me kit. Either that, or you can buy it separately at Freckled Fawn. So I love it. It has the family time. I love that font, and then I love the heart. And I'm just fussy cutting it out, and it fits perfectly over the existing heart. So I thought that would be perfect. And I love using my VersaFine. You know me, I love my VersaFine ink. That's a must-have, I think, for sentiments. If you're ever stamping sentiments, that always gives a great image. And onto the next card. You can tell I jump around. I do a little like of each card, and then I see how it looks. So I trim that photo, and that 3x4 I trim just to get that everyday saying. And next I'm trimming that photo. So basically that's my order of things. I mentioned it in my last video, where I choose the photos, I place the photos, then I choose the cards, and then now I'm just trimming all the matting all the photos down. And I'm trying, at the same time, I'm thinking about where I'm going to journal and if I have enough room to journal. Or add like a little title with stickers. That's always a must. Adding like my subtitles or titles with alphas. So you can see that I love that this is my Happy. It's just a selfie of Aiden and I. And so I trimmed it more on the bottom. and that's totally fine because it fits, and it shows a little of the pink on the bottom as well, which is what I wanted. And this same thing, I trimmed it even more so I can journal a bit and add a little title to it for that one. And this, I just enough about my son. I'm like, this is like everyday stuff. So here's a picture of the gas prices. You guys know gas price is like so cheap now. Well, cheap, relatively cheap. So I had to note that because I was like, I filled my tank and I was like, what? Usually, like I have an SUV and usually it's like at least $50, you know, whenever I fill up or, you know, get refill or whatever. And this time it was like $30. Like, what, is that right? And I knew I was like almost on empty. So, or at least a quarter left. And that was, like you saw, it was a card, a 3x4 card I also used. I think, once again, I used all my, from the core kit. You know, I don't really need, except for the stamping, you know, I use my own cards, use the core kit cards to make my embellishments and stuff. And that was left over from that same card, from the noted card. And I needed a place to journal, so, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm reusing, you know, parts of the cards in different ways and giving myself room to journal, because I don't like journaling on pattern because it's so hard to read. But there it gives the illusion that, you know, it was meant to have a journaling spot. So next step, I take out my alphas. That's a must-have for me, especially those. Tim Holtz, though I don't know, recently those seem to be falling out more, like not sticking as much as I like, not as sticky. I don't know if it's a new whatever formula or whatever they use. But that's just a picture of Aiden. I'm picking him up from pre-K, and I'm trying to get him to buckle up himself. So sometimes he can. When he has a thick jacket, it's hard for him. So I'm like, come on, buckle up, let's go. Because I have to like make a U-turn and stop to buckle him up before I leave. And so I like using like the same alpha for the layout, just because it gives a little of each of the same element in each card, and that's what makes it, you know, more cohesive. And I'm using my favorite thing stamp from Ellie Studio as well for the and, so it's Daddy and me. And because once I have those alphas out, I gotta look at my whole layout and see where can I put these alphas, you know, or where would it make sense to have a title using those alphas. So that other photo was of Pepper. It's dinner time, and of course she's like hovering around, wanting us to give her some food, share some food. And this one is at his swim lesson, and I have Sing Your Song. That's a little title, because whenever he's on his back at swimming, he sings. He's like, I don't know what he's singing, the ABCs, whatever, but you hear him echoing through the whole pool area, the center where he's singing. So I do my journaling now. I do my journaling because I always need to leave room for journaling. And you see how what I meant about leaving enough space, knowing my photos and knowing that I can trim off some so the mat will have some room for journaling. And now I do my stamps. Pretty routine. You know, I'm like getting this down, this into the system, so it runs really smoothly. That's how I work, organized way, the organized way I work. And oops, that stamp set, I showed it. I forget what it is. I think, oh, that one. So I think it's a Studio Calico. I believe it's a Studio Calico, like teamed up with somebody type of thing. And so I do the currently in the stamp, and then the loving, and then I was like, oh, I didn't even think of using a car icon until I saw it. I had the stamp, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm filling up on gas. Of course I use the car. So you know, all you really need is that VersaFine ink or whatever ink and some same stamps. And see how I knew I was going to do some titling over there as well. So I did my journaling and I left some room so I can put that title. I wanted Batman to stand out. Wednesdays are late open at the school, so he gets to sleep late and then he comes in and greets me, and today he was Batman. That was his PJs, so. And I'm looking at my superhero stamp. I think it's an Inka Dinka Doo or something like that. I got it Tuesday morning, like last year or the year before. It has that POW. I love it. I didn't even know it had that outline around it, like that graffiti look, so I love how it, you know, they're not the best quality, but I think with the right ink, that VersaFine ink, it makes any stamp look pretty good. So I'm just trimming it out, and I love how it looks. You can also use that Mama Elephant has some superhero ones. MFT has a superhero one. So just giving you ideas if you have a little boy or girl that's a superhero. POW. It's like in the old school Batman where they had the POW, BAM, the, you know, all that stuff. So I'm just showing you a recap of all my cards. Oops, I'm missing a B. You see how they're not sticking as much? But I'm like, once I put it in the pocket, it should be okay. Give it a little press, put it in. So. And then now's my embellishment. I was like, oh, it's kind of empty, so I found that freckled fawn heart, those puppies, and I just pointed to where he was. This is kind of fast now. I don't know if I should have slowed down so you guys can see. And I'm thinking that feels like it needs some embellishments, kind of empty. So I just add stars. Because what superhero doesn't need a star, right? And it's actually kind of like, the right one is like big. So there you go, that's my layout. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love your comments and like and subscribe. Thanks guys. Bye.